Pesce, and this is Barnes & Noble Tagged. Mother's Day is fast approaching, and we want you to stay on her good side. So we've tagged a wide variety of books for dear old mom, including the new memoir by the author of Running with Scissors, and he's with us here in the studio today. Augusten Burroughs is the #1 best-selling author of Running with Scissors, a memoir of his truly unusual childhood, a life rich with material. He followed with the powerful rehab tell-all Dry and the hilarious personal essay collections Magical Thinking and Possible Side Effects. He's here today to tell us about his most recent book, A Wolf at the Table, a memoir of my father. Augusten Burroughs, you've been tagged. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us about A Wolf at the Table.
Well, it's a very different book for me. It's not like any of my other books.
Yeah.
It's much darker and more intense. It's not as funny. It's the story of growing up with my father. So it takes place before Running with Scissors. And it's growing up in the house with my father and my mother. And my father was a very, very dark, terrifying man.
Wow.
And my mother was very fragile and she was shattering. Yeah. So it's a pretty harrowing book, but it was a great experience to write.
Well, you waited a long time to talk about your dad. I mean, he's not really, focused in any of the other books. Was there a particular reason for that, or were these hard things to talk about?
I waited till he died, and it wasn't a conscious decision. I just wasn't able to really write about him. And I didn't need to for Running with Scissors because he wasn't part of my life then. Mm-hmm. So I kind of got away with not writing about him. But as soon as he died, I felt, instead of grief, this incredible sense of freedom and release. And I just pretty much started right away. Yeah,
did it happen quickly? I mean, did the book just write itself for you, or how was that?
I thought it would. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But it was a lot longer and more intense than I thought. It was a very strange experience. I mean, I love writing, and I've written, since I was a little kid. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, writing my books is a really fun experience. And I don't want to sound like some irritating actor talking about how hard his movie was to shoot in Prague because he had to jump off a cable car. But it was harrowing to write it. I mean, it was just day after day after day with incredibly long days for a couple of years being back in that world. It was psychologically really incredibly intense and draining. So when it was over, my mood completely shifted, and I thought I could never write that book now.
Well, that leads me into what's next.
The holidays have always been my favorite time of the year ever since I was a little kid. But maybe not much of a surprise, every holiday has been absolutely horrible. Including the last two I had as an adult when I decided, you know what, I'm not going to let those childhood holidays get in the way.
Oh dear.
They were the worst of all.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little collection of holiday stories called You Better Not Cry.
All right. Well, we can't wait for that. Thank you so much, Augusten.
Thank you.
And I know everybody out there is going to be grabbing up A Wolf at the Table. Thank you.
Thank you.
We promised a wide variety of books to choose from for our Mother's Day gift guide, and it wouldn't be complete without a tribute to a mom who just happened to call the 39th President of the United States her son. According to Jimmy Carter, Miss Lillian Carter was a remarkable mother. In this book, he creates a loving, inspirational tribute to a remarkable woman and mother. Barbara Walters has told the stories of some of the most famous and interesting people in the world, and now it is our chance to hear her story, and what a story it is. Audition is Walters' memoir of her stellar career and the complex life she leads today. Audition comes out May 6th, and it will be hard to resist sneaking a peek before Mom, but go ahead, she'll understand. And for moms who like to stir it up, check out Yummo, the family cookbook, the latest addition to the culinary world from TV foodie and author Rachel Ray. Yummo has recipes both kids and their parents will love cooking and eating together. And as Rachel would say, how good is that? Is your mom hungry for a thriller? Then on May 6th, the wait is over. Best-selling author Elizabeth George brings back Inspector Lindley in Careless and Red, the highly anticipated sequel to With No One as Witness. Our next author had Something Borrowed, Something Blue, and Baby Proof, all as bestsellers. So if your mom is into chick lit, check out Emily Giffen's Love the One You're With, in which new marriage encounters old flame. You can just taste the heartache. So what do you think? We want to know which books you think make the best Mother's Day gifts. Go to bn.com/tagged and cast your vote. We'll let you know the results next week. Okay, last week we asked you, how would you go green in honor of Earth Day? Many of you said you'd get active with an environmental group or teach your kids to be more eco-friendly. A lot of you said you'd read a book to get more informed, but the majority of you said you would use more eco-friendly products. Well, whatever your green choice is, it's good for Mother Earth. And don't forget your mother. Her day is May 11th. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Barnes & Noble Tagged.